Hi there, folks. Welcome to today's episode of the Chaikin Minute. I'm David Shulin. Today, we're going to cover a often overlooked feature in Chaikin Analytics. A big part of our sort of mantra here at Chaikin Analytics is to follow the data and ignore the headlines, right? We don't want to whip in and out of things based on headlines. We're going to follow consistent data that, has consistently showed us or told us that a stock is likely to outperform or underperform. We are data driven. We take a weight of the evidence approach, but that does not mean that headlines are not important or cannot inform why something is taking place or why a move is happening. And we do include headlines in Chaikin Analytics for that reason. You may not have noticed, you may have overlooked it. The headlines live at the very bottom of the workspace in the chart. You will see the two most recent headlines available for you right here. Now, these are aggregated from an outside service. They aggregate headlines attached to particular companies, right? So if the company is mentioned in the article, if these are popular articles, etc., they are aggregated and attached to the chart. To view one of these, all you would need to do is click the headline. This will take us to Seeking Alpha or to Fool.com. These on Adobe, we can see 2 days ago was the last time we had a recent news article. Now, there's not only 2 articles available for you. We have many articles, typically going back approximately 1 month, but it depends on how many articles are written about a particular company. Clicking this caret here will open this window for you. Now we can see previous headlines, none from today for Adobe, previous headlines, in this case, going back about 18 days, right? What about some other companies? CDW, 6 days ago, the most recent, or Cisco, right? 1 hour ago, we had a recent headline, right? For Cisco. One of the reasons this may be really useful is when you see big moves in a stock. Sometimes a stock moves 8% in either direction, or maybe even a larger amount than that. You might be saying, well, why is that happening? Well, guess what? Headlines here, news articles, are likely to inform you as to why that has taken place. Certainly, earnings are a big reason. That's something we can see, of course, immediately just from the earnings information, right? Reported, right? That sort of thing. But how about a company like Affirm? Affirm today is up almost 50%. They've traded less than a year. There's no power gauge rating yet. We need 1 year's worth of data. And you may say, well, why in the world is this stock up so much? Well, let's check the headlines. A lot of stocks, so some articles just telling us about, hey, stocks that are up a lot today, right? Oh, here you go. Mid-afternoon market update. Affirm shares jump following news of Amazon partnership. There you go. Now we understand why this took place. Could we predict that headline? No, we're not trying to predict headlines like that because you can't. Nobody knows that headline's coming. Only non-public information would have known that. Information that anyone who knew it wasn't allowed to trade on, right? So we can't predict those headlines, but we can try to find strong stocks in strong industry groups that are more likely to end up with a deal like this or headlines like this. And then we can understand why the moves have taken place by checking out these headlines here. I encourage you also simply to Google the company, right? If you see a stock that is up a lot or down a lot and you're trying to understand why, just Google them. You'd probably end up seeing all of these headlines as well, but as part of your Chaikin Analytics membership, we do bring headlines, et cetera, directly into the platform for you as well. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the Chaikin Minute. We'll see you tomorrow.